Hey guys, it's Lauren. This is day 2 of videos in sweatshirts because that's homeschool life, and I'm sure you're figuring that out too. But I just wanted to take a quick second before we get started and let you know that I really hope your second day went well. I hope that it was at least better than yesterday. As long as today went a little bit smoother than yesterday, you're going in the right direction. And if not, if today was more difficult or you're still stuck on something, please reach out to whoever can help you, a teacher or me or anyone else that's going through it. People are really available to support you, and I want you guys to take full advantage of that. So, hopping right in here, I feel like this is going to be one of the better videos that we've done. Just because it's one of those things. Like last night I was looking on social media and everybody was going on like a crazy rampage about like, why do I have to sit with my kids? We were able to find out what we were supposed to do, but I had to sit with him the whole time in order to get him to work. And that's kind of the name of the game. That's how it goes. It can be really difficult, really frustrating, especially if you work and you've got things to do, or now you're just like, I can't even do laundry or do what I would normally do because you need me 100% of the time. So here are 5 really good tips and tricks that I've seen work with kids in order to help them show a little bit more independence, get them a little bit off that I need you to sit with me and complete this all on my own. I will reference the focus charts from a previous video, so if you are not sure what I'm talking about, just go back. You can find them. I think it was like 3 or 4 was the one about those focus charts and goal setting. It's a good place to start. So one thing to do is think about doing an I do, we do, you do. Teachers definitely know what this means, but you might not know if you're a parent. So I do, we do, you do. This is where a teacher models the example, thinking aloud, talking about the steps that they're taking, what they're doing, why they're doing it, just completely explaining every move that you're making, whether you're writing, doing science, math, whatever it might be, social studies, whatever it is, you're just thinking aloud. Then you're going to do another problem with the child. So this one, maybe you say, what should I do next? Or do you think that if I want to do this next, do you think that's correct? Or what would you do? And just kind of playing it out together. And then the final one is you do. And that's where the kids are doing it independently. That's where you get some time to break away. That's a good time to use your focus chart. So if your focus chart has them working to earn a sticker for working independently for, I don't know, 30 minutes or 20 minutes. So this is where you would say, okay, I did one for you. We did one together. Now I want you to work independently a little bit, and I'm going to put your chart here. Remember, you earn a sticker if you focus the whole time and you try the whole time. I'm going to come back, but I want you to just work for 15 minutes on your own, or whatever your time limit is, depending on your child. And then that's where they're just independently working. So if you need to go throw a load of laundry in or do the dishes or walk outside or make a coffee real quick, whatever it is, that's a little bit of you time where they have something that they should be working on and you're able to do what you need to do. Um, the next one is record examples and steps. This is probably like the best tip that I have for parents that say their kids are not independent. So more so for like math problems, but you really could do it for any subject that they need some extra help on. So recording your examples. What this would look like is taking your phone or iPad or whatever it is that you might have and just kind of holding it over your work, solve the problem just like that I do section up there. We're working on it. I'm talking about what I'm doing. I'm explaining everything I'm doing. Step 1, step 2. Now I'm going to move this number here. Now I'm going to whatever. Okay. And then turn the video off. Okay. You could also do it like selfie style if you wanted to show what you're doing on paper larger this way. As long as they can see the steps that you're doing and hear your voice for what you're talking about, that's what's most important. Basically, what that allows you to do then is instead of them saying like, oh, I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to do next. Yeah, you do because you have that video and you can play that video and find the exact spot in that problem that you're at, hit play and go for it. That's going to be a lot of help if you have a kid that's maybe even purposefully asking for help too often because they know it will keep you there. So just giving them, okay, this is a resource that you have. This is one example. You use that video to help you. This leads me into the question pad. So this is a separate, it could be a sticky note or just a colored sheet of paper, but it's a separate thing. It's a separate piece of paper or notebook or something in their workspace where they are able to write down questions. So if you say, okay, this is your independent time to work for 15 minutes. If you have a question, I want you to write it down on that notebook or that pad. I don't want you to call me over yet. I want you to do whatever you can, skip it and go to the next one if you need to. But before you skip it and go to the next one, please record what your question is so that we can go over it when I get back. That's huge. It's also going to prevent, like some kids will realize, oh, every time I have a question, my mom comes here. Or every time I have a question, my mom gets frustrated and comes here, right? They're getting attention in all sorts of different ways. So that's a biggie. Just giving them that question pad. This is where you write your questions down. Whenever you're done and your time is up, I'm going to come back and we'll go over those questions together. Huge. The next one is complete it, show your thinking, and get feedback. And this one's really simple. At some point, if you're just like in a knockdown, drag out fight with your kid over showing their work or whatever, solving the problems, just do what you can do, complete it to the best of your ability, show all of your work, provide all of the questions that you guys have somewhere, give your teacher as much information as you can, and then submit it or send them a picture and say, this is what we have. This is where we're getting stuck. Get some feedback and they'll give you help, and then go for it. Take another stab at it, probably like a different day. So if it gets to that point where you're having to like partially complete something or it's just not working out, do it the best that you can, show your thinking, write down your questions, turn it in, get some feedback, and then give it a try a different day. The next one is if we want our kids to be independent, we want them to be able to work on their own and kind of take some ownership in what they're doing, they have to know what's going on. So agendas are huge. This does not by any means mean that you have to have a colorful binder with a perfectly planned out agenda in the front of it. You don't have to post it on Pinterest. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It might look something like, okay, buddy, your clock is right here. It's 2 o'clock. At 2:20, we're going to stop math and go over your work, and then we're going to go on to social studies, okay? It doesn't have to be like this full-on day that they know, but as long as they know, okay, this is what I'm doing now. I'm doing it for 20 minutes. When I'm done, she's going to go over it. She's going to actually like hold me accountable here to see if this is what I'm doing. And then I'm going to move on to social studies. Just so that they know where they are and where they're going, that type of a structure is really huge for kids. You can write down an agenda. I mean, I would recommend like even if you have a whole day's planned out on, on your agenda or your schedule, still tell them like right now we're in math, we're going to do this for 30 minutes and then we're going to switch to science. That makes a really big difference for kids, especially when we're working on getting them to be a little bit more independent. Okay, so hopefully this helps. I had a lot of questions about independence and getting kids to work on their own. So I'm figuring you're going to have more questions after this. If you do, you can comment them below the video, or you can email me, text me, message me, whatever you want. I'm totally here to help you with anything that you need. Bye, guys.